There's this new ruling going around, these new laws about whether or not chefs should wear gloves all the time. This is taking place in California. So in California, there's a new law requiring all chefs and bartenders to wear gloves or use tongs basically all the time. The law, which was passed in January, will not be enforced until July. And there's a lot of folks out in the food community that are taking some issue with that. Because they're like, the whole ideal is that when you go to culinary school, the first thing you learn is how to wash your hands. Well, same thing when you're a doctor. My mom is a nurse. I love to talk about my mom being a nurse, but you just see how my mom washes her hands. Like, she just gets in there. She's like in the crevices, like washing. Like, she's in all the crevices. They wash. And I mean, also, and I'm not saying that, don't get me wrong, like, I've handled food with gloves before, and you guys know I love to cook. I love cooking. It's one of my favorite things. So I think once the Fowler show expands, and we are thinking about expanding, just another story for you, but I really want to do a Fowler, like Cooking with Richard, as one of our new shows. Tell me what you think about that? I'm going to talk about it in the back lot, actually. We'll talk about it in the back lot. So if those of you who watch the YouTube channel, check out the back lot. I'm going to talk about we're going to feel the idea of whether or not we should do Cooking with Richard. I think it's actually pretty cool. Anyway, that's another story. But I like the ideal of handling the meat, right? The ideal of handling the food. I think about like some dishes that I make where I really you got to get your hands in there and just, work. Like if you're making biscuits, or if you're making, like chicken breast, so you sort of want to get the flavor and you want to rub the chicken down in the flavors. Like, I would rather a chef wash their hands really well, wash, and then, handle the chicken than wearing gloves. I think gloves takes away from the feel and becoming one with the meat. And beyond that point, even if the germs are transferred on the meat from like the chef's hands, it's cooked at such high temperatures that a lot of those bacteria will die. And beyond that point, if the bacteria don't die, the hydrochloric acid in your stomach will kill all the other ones. But don't get me wrong, I understand it's about safety, and I understand what the health department is trying to do here. And I understand the need for the health department, because a lot of places and a lot of restaurants, they get tons and tons and tons of health department violations. With that being said, I also understand the need to have chefs, what's our word I'm looking for here? Really engage in the art of cooking. And I think when you wear gloves, it makes cooking a science. Same thing for bartenders. Now, the bartender thing, I just don't understand at all. Like, a bartender in gloves, like, that's really weird. I like my Jack and Coke. I want you to pour the Jack and pour the Coke and mix with a little stirrer thing. That's just my take.